Here we go.
Hey, hey, hey. It is your boy, your dude, your homie. Y'all already know who I be. I be your boy, the War. And we are back. The Rundown, your favorite podcast show. I got my chicas, my night and day crew. They up in the beast. They up in the building. What's
Yeah,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
E Mac, Caramel.
What is going on, y'all?
What up? What up?
What
What
it do?
up?
We are
What it
here.
do? What it do? What it do? Y'all, we are back and man, we got multiple streams going on up in this
I just,
piece.
I just love that we just
I'm,
keep,
I'm kind of excited.
you know.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm excited about that. We got what? Facebook, we got YouTube, we got TikTok, and we got IG all live for the big bro. The big bro. So without further ado, y'all, oh my God, it is my esteemed pleasure. It is my honor. I just feel like this is a very special show for a lot of people that may not know or may not know the history of who this young man is, who his father was. Not only just to certain communities here in Chicago, but just across the world, who his father was. And he has done nothing but just picked up the mantle and kept running ever since. And without further ado, man, we got my brother himself, the chairman, Fred Hampton Jr., up in the building. How are you, my bro?
You gotta take yourself off mute, Fred. There you go. There
Right
you go.
on. I'm first
How
and
are
first.
you, Fred?
Hey, I'm honored, humbled to be on the platform with you all. Looking forward to this dialogue. I overheard you say y'all hitting multiple platforms of social media. So I should have asked tag myself on Instagram. So put the on Instagram, Facebook, everything. So looking forward to dialogue with you, the audience. Let's make history, take history, and take history.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir. Yes, sir. Which one of you girls want to start off? I know you guys just got Google Ops of questions to ask
I
of
actually have a good
Chairman
question.
Fred.
I have a
We
good
got the
question to
we
ask
got the
him.
chairman on here, man. I like hold on, Caramel. Like
How you
y'all,
gonna ask me to
man,
ask a question and then get
ain't that
so
ghetto?
so rude?
Ain't that ghetto,
So very
chairman?
rude. So
That's
very
really
rude.
ghetto, ain't it,
we
chairman? But
don't,
no,
we don't put you
I
on
just want to just
podcast
no, I
etiquette.
mean, I didn't mean to, have bad etiquette, but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, people don't know what this man has done in our community and what he's doing, and like to have him on here is crazy huge. Like we're gonna get into it because you were just on the Breakfast Club, so we're gonna the other week you were just on the Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
and that was just a great show of talking about history and everything. But we're gonna go ahead and let Caramel go ahead, Caramel. My bad. Excuse me. I'm just stoked.
Okay, calm down. Calm down.
Okay, all right.
Thank
I'm
you.
simmered down.
Oh my
I'm
gosh. Take a
woosah.
breath.
I'm
Take a breath.
woosah. I'm woosah.
Take a breath.
You know what?
Take a
Wait,
I'm
breath.
wait.
woosah.
Hold on. Caramel, before we let you jump in, Chairman Fred, would you mind just kind of giving an introduction of who you are so our viewers that don't know you can get to know you, your background? So if you don't mind, kick us off, let us know who you are and what you're about.
A lot of times I describe myself as what's his term, a three-strike offender from the eyes from the eyes of the system.
Yeah.
Uh, One, just for being black, that alone is a crime in this system. Two, for being the
Hmm.
son of Chairman Fred and also of Akua and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson. And three, for continuing to fight for liberation of our people. Again, that's from the eyes of the system. From the eye, my constituents that I serve, I'm a servant of the people. I'm the international chairman of the Black Panther Party Cubs. And I tell people that word Cubs, they automatically think, well, do that mean that y'all young? I said, no, no. It puts it in, it's like put it in context. In fact, one of our mantras, our slogans is that we are the great grandchildren of Garvey, referencing Marcus Garvey, an offspring of Malcolm, and the ideological cubs of the Black Panther Party. And
Mm.
we say the Black Panther Party, it's a tough act to follow, but we attempted, as opposed to walking their footsteps, their Panther Paw steps. I see again, it's an international organization. We got chapters in Sao Paulo, Brazil, support for us in Ghana, and Saint Denis, France, and as well as a number of chapters in the country. And I don't know. A lot of times people hear about freedom fighters, or if they hear about freedom fighters, it's like it's the romanticism of revolution. It's like some sort of abstract. In other words, the leather jackets, the berets, so on and so forth. But we, in the concrete way, the Black Panther Party, because again, we say it's a tough act to follow, but we can't. Unfortunately, we do a lot of same issues, similar issues that the Black Panther Party had to deal with. Political prisoners. We don't care healthcare situation system. And even ironically, we doing this interview right now. The timing that we having this discussion. It can be correlated to to the era of the late '60s. Tenure of former U.S. President Richard Milhouse Nixon. In fact, I say sometimes this climate can be like Nixon on steroids. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people are coming to grips, recognize, what we do. In fact, I reference our organization. Sometimes we like the last call for alcohol. People can relate to us under certain intense conditions. A reporter asked me one time, "How many members do you have?" I said, "Well, a lot of times it depends on how many people the police have murdered, because people can relate to my genre, again, under certain situations. Put it. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm also a former political prisoner, which we can talk about that also. I'm a former political prisoner."
My gosh,
Wow.
so much to unpack there, Chairman Fred. Go ahead, Caramel, because I was about to jump on in, but go ahead, Caramel, kick us off. What you got, girl?
That's funny. You said that it's two things, because one thing is I want to know, how is it having to fill such big shoes? Because your name precedes itself, for real. You being the junior. We've heard like so many stories of your father. It's it's a big thing, and especially here in Chicago, because I am a Chicago native, born and raised from Chicago. You definitely hear about Fred Hampton all the time. So how is it for you having to fill such big shoes? Because you're gonna always be associated with him. You got the name, so you're gonna always be associated.
Yeah. I've often said it's a blessing and it's a burden. It's a blessing and a burden. I don't romanticize it. I wouldn't. First, let me say this. I wouldn't have. I'm honored. To have fallen from the tree of two freedom fighters. Chairman Fred and also Cool and Jerry. But again, a lot of heat come with it also. I talk about this situation. I think my early teens, maybe 14 years old, and I talk about this individual. And I know when he hear this, he's like, "Dang," he said, "Chairman, they're gonna never let me lay this down." Okay. And someone had brought to my attention that he was saying he was the son of Fred Hampton. So now I approached him. I said, "Excuse me, brother, you saying you Chairman Fred's son?" And his response was, we went to this whole abstract thing. Like he said, "Well, brother," he said, I'm the son of Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm the son of Chairman Larry Hoover, son of Chief Jeff Ford, Chief Malik. I'm the son of this." And I said, "Brother, excuse me." I said, "All due respect, I'm talking like who your mother had a relationship with. That's what I'm talking about in that context."
Right.
He said, "Oh, no." And I said, "Listen, actually, when I was trying to track you down, I was actually hoping that I had a sibling. I see, so you can catch some of this heat that come with this name." You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
we can share it, right?
Hey,
so again, so it's a lot of heat come with it.
just a smidge.
I grew up in the city. I grew up in Chicago, which I grew up at a time where not only a lot of things hadn't changed, but a lot of names hadn't even changed. I mentioned I was a political prisoner. I was framed and locked up under the tenure of Mayor Richard Daley, who's the son of Mayor Richard Daley, who's under his tenure, Chairman Fred and Defense Counsel for Mark Clark were assassinated in 1969. So so even it came out, the same individual who was over the case, that was over all law enforcement officials to give me the case. It was this individual, Sergeant Joseph P. Grubezek. And after research, we found out he was involved in the surveillance and also the subsequent assassination of Chairman Fred in the defense of Mark Clark. So it's a lot of things, that come with it. But again, I don't want to be like I'm singing the blues, like I'm tripping about it. But I'm on it. But again, I don't romanticize it either.
Right, right.
Yeah, but that's just the truth of it, you know. You have to live in that truth because that is your truth, regardless, you know.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So I want to jump in real quick. I did some research on your dad, and it was one of his famous quotes. It says, "You don't have to understand that people. No, you have to understand that people have to pay the price for peace."
Hmm.
Do you feel that, given the tone of our nation and just where we are as a people, right? Because everyone's feeling it. Everybody. I don't even think it's a black and brown thing anymore. I think it's just all over across the board. Like, where are you in terms of that statement, and do you feel that that still is exists today?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm cut from the cloth. Um, recognizing struggle, not only structure but struggle. And
Mhm.
in fact, I was telling someone, I said, man, this ain't my, a lot of people talking about this present political climate. I said, this ain't my first rodeo. I was born under the 10 year the Nixon era.
Mhm.
But as you said, just even the point to reiterate what you pointed out, like even this climate right now, it's like a full, like a blitz. Like, there's no safe, no safe spots with the conversation is happening everywhere. At least
Right.
acknowledging that some contradictions are happening. And
Right.
in fact, I used to envy that climate. I recall um a situation one time. I was held when I was held captive, and I remember I was reading Long Walk to Freedom by Nelson Mandela, and though I was acknowledging some of them political differences, I had respect with Mandela and the African National Congress, but I was envious of the climate. I was going through some chapters where there was different dialogues and debate between ANC, the PAC, the Pan African Congress, and the Black Conscious Movement, and I was reading it. I said, man, I'm listening to the different struggles ideological struggles they were having, and at the
Right.
same time, I heard some guys upstairs debating about some trivial issues. And I said, damn, I wish I could have that climate where at least we have some debate about some serious situations, the type of discussions that's happening.
Yeah.
And and I've often said that I'm a revolutionary in reactionary times. And that's the next 60 was a revolutionary period, but where the covers was pulled up. We in the climate right now where it can be, where the emperor has the emperor has no clothes. It's up front, and telling you that even concessions that there's a price to pay for peace and shit. So a lot of times people look at it like you just had this you just want to get up, you want to stroke, you want to fight, but the deal is any concessions that our people receive is not based on some sort of good sentiments. From the
Right.
ruling class, contrary to the people telling us that Abraham Lincoln just felt like changing his mind. No, the Emancipation Proclamation that came as a result of some get down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The Reverend
Right.
Nat Turners, the Harriet Tubmans. You know what I'm saying? And also seizing the time, what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And so you look throughout history, any dynamic. The deal is this system was built on our backs, literally, literally. And if
Hmm.
anybody believes that they're gonna say it's gonna wake up one morning and say, okay, you know what, we wrong. Look how even the question of reparations, how what I'm saying, how as it's such a hard pill to even discuss about our people. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
we got it's the reality is we got to come to grips with that. We have to struggle. We have to struggle.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta follow up y'all real quick. Do you feel that there's still some ignorance within our own, that we just either are blind, don't want to talk about it, or just don't know what's really going on? Like, because I feel like you can look on social media, you could look at the news, and you could hearsay, but I don't think people really understand the magnitude of what's really going on. And like you said, history repeats itself. Like, historically, it repeats itself, and that's just, I don't know. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's ignorance, or do you think it's just blind?
It's a combination of things. It's a combination of different dynamics.
Yeah.
You have sometimes it's this is not this is it's intentional and strategic. Like even the apolitical or the lack of the inability for people in America, you know what I'm saying, and not just the black community, but to have
Right.
a discussion. Like you look back years back, for example, in Venezuela with former president of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. They say it was a climate where it was common to see people walking down the street with the Constitution in their hand, having a conversation about the Constitution. You look other places, just actual. The type of the music, the different dynamics, but it's intentional. What how America, has Mm. create a populist, what the sidetrack you like. It even came up about discussion around TikTok, where they talking about like, the different dynamics in China, in Korea, how what images the children would see on TikTok as opposed to what images our children, the children in America would see.
Yep.
So it's intentional to have a real apolitical, assessment, if any assessment, about anything. And then so you have a result, you have a combination of, people say they don't know or don't care. And in addition, a lot of times it's an arrogance with the ignorance. I tell people I can deal with ignorance, but it becomes a pompous attitude to say,
Yeah.
I don't know, That's I don't want to be involved in that political stuff, as opposed to when you recognize coming to grips that in politics. I'm not talking about electoral politics, Democrat and Republicans, so on and so forth. I'm talking about politics is food, clothing, and shelter, survival. That's it's a basic dynamic. How you get it, if you get it, how you receive it, how you fashion, beauty, how you view yourself, the conversations that we have, our names. And these are other places. These are, like you see, like in Burkina Faso, what's happening in Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The strategic movement about this map, telling not only the French to leave, but also take their wigs with them. They're telling the judge to take the street signs, the political significance of street signs, of even the community, the people, and even acknowledging that there were 20-something plus assassination attempts on him. We have assassinations. We have people who are assassinated, but not telling the populace they can't recognize it. You had an individual with the assassination of Nipsey Hussle. You had the individual out of his mouth that the government sent him. This the guy. He out of his mouth he said this, and people still can't relate to that. This, what I'm saying? And it's a whole. That's one of the dynamics with the assassinations of Chairman Fred, Defense Captain Mark Clark. They upped the ante. There were a number of attempts to take him from take him out. You know what I'm saying? But the up the ante have a clarity, because a lot of us don't believe that we're worthy of being assassinated. We hear words like, COINTELPRO, agent provocateurs. We think about Rush or some James Bond 007 movie. But to recognize, the significance of us as a people. You know what I'm saying? To the economy, to the music industry, to the TV, everything. Us, like the cornerstone of every conversation.
That's it. Wow. Powerful. That's all I can say. That's it. Sheesh. Well, it is no secret that, obviously this fire in your belly, or even, just the mission that you live and breathe every day, where it comes from, right? If you were to categorize like I call them big rocks, right? Because there's so many things that we need to do. But if you can say, what are the small wins as a nation that we can do to like put a foot in the right direction, what would those three things be?
I'm gonna grab a line from, I think, was it the Alcoholics Anonymous? They say the first step in addressing the problem is recognizing we got a problem.
That's it. Yeah.
And to acknowledge that, and I know and we in the stage in the game now where if you don't want to acknowledge, it's being brought to you. And just that alone, and again, it's humbling. And so, and I tell you, saying, like it's for the black community particularly, but any community, it's embarrassing being oppressed. And a lot of times, we try to jive ourselves about it, go like even euphemisms and to dress it up, and it gives you a certain amount of dignity, to go along. So at least don't call it that, And some people actually say that. People say, just don't say that word, Even now, I was having a conversation the other day about something, and I was struggling, and they was telling me about terms you got to use on YouTube and all. Now you have to say unalive in someone. You know what I'm saying? Now
Mm-hmm.
it takes away. I mean the brutal realities of it. You know what I'm saying? So and what's happening, what has been historically happened to our people. You know what I'm saying? At some price, at some point in time, you can keep on throwing perfume over it. You know, at some point you will say, no, this stinks. You follow what I'm saying? And you can keep on, kind of throwing nice words and terms over it. But like euphemism, we had this campaign called the African Anti-Terrorism Bill that say, every day is September 11 for us. You know what I'm saying? To talk about the terrorism, we like to not the OGs, but the OVs, the original victims of terrorism. So again, that's an initial step right there. You know what I'm saying? And also, in addition to that, I know a lot of times a lot of us hate structure. Because a lot of times a lot of our first context of structure comes from the ruling class, the system, the same system so pressing us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We have to, we have to recognize the significance of structure. And I'm not talking about some egotistical dogma sort of way, but you know what I'm saying, to come in with a clarity, not this blanket, abstract, and we recognize their differences. Like I tell people, I'm not a racist. I'm a realist.
Right.
We deal with the race. It was Chairman Fred who authored the Rainbow Coalition. You know what I'm saying? And he was a realist. He was able to bring different voices from different points of unity. The young patriots, a group of poor whites out of the Appalachian Mountains, at least a preacher man, the young lords, Chairman Cha-Cha Jimenez, run certain points of unity. The various street organizations, the street tribes, that so you had the phony known devil disciples. Then we had the black disciples, the Blackstone Rangers,
Yeah.
the Black Peace
Yeah.
Stone Nation, the vice lords who was working in subsequently working at the Free Medical Center, and not to come in with some romanticism that everybody is a revolutionary. In fact, Chairman Fred said everyone's ready to come in the revolutionary act. So you don't say, see, there's a difference between a war and a revolution. War, you have your respective armies. You suit up and you boot up and you get out and you get out.
Right.
A revolution, when you gain the mass of participation of the masses of the people, it's a different sort of climate. You've seen it in Africa. You've seen it in Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh and GOP, they recognized the importance of the Vietnamese as well as the importance of the soldiers, the prostitutes in Vietnam. The prostitutes say, well, I tell you what, they took a position. They said they guarantee American soldiers to go to bed with them. You're not getting up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So it was a different climate.
Mm-hmm.
So even to up the ante, you know what I'm saying? What everyone said, some point of unity, you've seen what athletes. It was a climb where athletes said, "How can they support the people?" Not vice versa. Not switched around. Not, you know what I'm saying? When that people say, "How can we support a campaign? How can we look up to this athlete?" There's an
Yeah.
interview. They asked Malcolm X one time. They said, "Well, Jackie Robinson disagrees with your position about violence." Malcolm X said, "Whoa, wait a minute. We don't be quoting no Bob Hope or no Marilyn Monroe for you. They're
Right.
not our spokesperson. I mean,
That part, right.
look how they do our people. Go do a roll call. Look at the individuals they put in front of us as our spokespersons. It's embarrassing to say the least. So there's two things I think struggle off the top of my head. Those are two steps, initial steps.
Got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Hey, Chairman, let's get into the movie that they did about your father a few years ago, Judas and the Black Messiah. Like, I watched that movie and I learned a lot about your dad and how courageous and audacious that he was. And I want to get your thoughts about it. Did you have any input in the film? I'm pretty sure you did. And in the film, I believe it's true that your mom was carrying you the night your father um, was assassinated. That's all true, correct?
Yes, and we had involvement, but it wasn't. We didn't have initial involvement. There was it was different titles. It was a different script. We had to do damage control for. I mean, a lot of there's so
Mm.
much misinformation put out about the Black Panther Party. It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing, and it's a constant battle. I'm dealing with a situation right now as we speak. Right now as we speak. Sometimes it could be a combination of nefarious intent or naivety. Again, nefarious intent or naivety. Some people actually,
Mhm.
because mind you, the government went so far as the author over 72% of the books that was written about the Black Panther Party. They stopped putting out misinformation about the Black Panther Party, and you'll be
Mm.
surprised how much people think they know about the Black Panther Party. So, again, back to that thing about arrogance. So we had to, man. There was attempts before this. Continuous attempts for the legacy. We end up, we end up touching down, having some sit downs, some struggles, some
Yeah.
back and forth, and we was fortunate to end up with referred to now as a dream team with the cast, with the director, the producer, Ryan Coogler, Shaka King, Daniel Kaluuya, Dominique Fishback, the whole team. Um, but there was a lot of struggles. It was a lot of struggles, again, because there's a continuous attempt J. Edgar Hoover, the former director of the FBI, said that one of the goals was to obliterate or malign the legacy of the Black Panther Party. And they're still doing that.
Mm.
They're still fighting to do that, to wipe it out or slander it. You know what I'm saying? So it was, again, we were able to get what I refer to as some Panther Cub pills in the applesauce in the movie. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of
Mhm.
lot of good information that was came out of it, but there was a lot of struggles, a lot of struggles.
I could
Wow.
imagine. I could imagine. I think when it comes to the Black Panther Party, what I remember being told, they were there to they've done a lot of things for the community. They started up the WIC program and the was it the school lunch program or something like that, and they were helping the community more so than anything.
No doubt, no
Correct?
doubt, no doubt. These were programs that Minister UEP Newton stressed with references to survival programs. In fact, he said that in order for there to be a revolution, the people are the most important ingredient in the revolution, and the people have to be alive. So these
That part.
survival pending revolution. So you had the free breakfast programs, the free busing the prison
Mhm.
program, free clothing program. They were not charity programs. They were not for charity. They were programs implemented where the people can get on board, support it, endorse it, and subsequently the people themselves start running these programs. And we've seen that in so many cases with the medical centers, the free breakfast program, so on and so forth. And I'm even present day right now. Some programs, the Black Panther Party Cubs that we implemented. We have a free breakfast program. There's other survival programs, but again, they were, and we say we implement them in the interest of getting people involved and fighting for their own self-determinations. We say we are our own liberators. A lot of people come through like they're some great saviors. They're gonna come through and they're gonna come and save you and deny you the ability to work in your own interest. Right here at the Hampton House, where we at now talking, we have a community refrigerator outside where people can come get food and clothes and other survival needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. One day, um, some individuals from one of these so-called liberal organizations, they pulled up and they witnessed me having some struggles with some individuals who did not engage in cleanup duty. They're like taking the garbage out, in the front of the house, cleaning
Yeah.
the yard up. And so sometimes people may be put on restrictions. You know what I'm saying? One brother, he said his arms, he couldn't carry the garbage, but he was able to carry all his food. I said, no, go get those same arms you got getting their food, and do this work, And the people watching, they said, man, I never seen nothing like this. I said, no, we have struggle, we have tug and pull dialogue, and it's their program. And they have to protect it, they have to invest in it.
Yeah.
We're not coming with some sort of great saviors. It's the people. It's the people's thing. It's the people's program.
I think it's just amazing. So I have a question. So I think for me, like I was born in '80s. I'm an '84 baby, right? Just turned 41. To Caramel's point, I knew what the Black Panther was, the movement, right? The why behind it. And as I started preparing for this conversation and doing a little bit more digging, like I did not realize, again, the ignorance. I didn't know that it was so much more that you all had in hand on in terms of the community, like the programs you just mentioned. So kind of pivoting over to the Hampton House, what all is the Hampton House? Like, where is it established? Like, and like, what is what is the main mission of the Hampton House in the community where it serves?
Hampton House is a community resource center, and also a museum, but also it's it's the base where we at too. Because in fact, I was just commenting to a brother the other day. He reached out to me yesterday, matter of fact, and he was saying, "Man, I want to do some joint work with you about starting a free breakfast program." I said, "Well, let me be very clear. We did have a free breakfast program going on 67th and Green for a minute on the south side of Chicago, and we had it going, and since we was issues about lack of resources and some other dynamics. But then I was commenting to him. The place he initially wanted to do it at was a venue that is a place on the west side of Chicago. I said, they tell you about when we didn't have no place to meet at, before the Hampton House, they got all these pictures of the Black Panthers in there, and but they try to charge us $750 for some little closet space. He said, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I said, "Yeah." I say, we ain't even had no place to even have a discussion about the Black Panther Party yet. And this goes, a lot of people remember this quote, a lot of people are black when it's beneficial. They black when it's beneficial. They play like they Panthers when it's profitable. And they claim to be Cubs when it's comfortable. So the Hampton House, we got here. It was we got here. I mean, a lot of people was telling us there's no use in trying to say, man, this is the house. This is the childhood home of Chairman Fred Hampton. This is the home in which he grew up in. And you have people profiting up his name. You know what I'm saying? You talking all this stuff about the Black Panthers, and the banks was going to take this house, like literally. There were 9 overdoses right in the front yard next door. They had people like laying in the hallways getting high. You know what I'm saying? And it was an attempt. And ironically, I just left West Oakland, in Oakland, California, and I was having a discussion with my brother Newt, the nephew of Minister U.E.P. Newton, the son of Melvin Newton. And we was talking. I said, throughout my travels, whether it be Baltimore, New York, wherever I go, I said, you notice the spots where the Black Panther Party was really at it, they flooded it with dope. It was an attempt to, the West Side was hit intentionally for strategic reason. It's called salt in the earth. It's called salt in the earth. And that's what they try to do with the location we call Ground Zero, where Chairman Fred and Defense Secretary Mark Clark were assassinated at. They flooded it. I recall going over there some years back. And I talked to the brother. I said, "Man, y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know what this is." He said, "Man, the police don't mess with us right here." And I told him, "This is the area. This is Ground Zero." They said,
"Interesting."
They say, "Chairman, we packing our stuff. We gone. We the Hampton House." In fact, I remember we had the first meeting with the cast, the producers of Judas and Black Messiah. We was literally sitting downstairs, no heat, no water, no nothing, no running, none of this. I mean, you go back on social media, you can find images of us washing dishes with rainwater up in here. And a lot of people say, "Man, just give up. It don't make no sense of trying to fight to save it." And I remember, I said, "Man, white people know the significance of Graceland with Elvis Presley." You know what I'm saying? I said, "Man, this is an entertainer. We across the street from the elementary school that Chairman Fred went to as a child. That's the grammar school he went to." And I say, "Man, the significant," and I'm not saying this subjectively, like this because this is my father. It cut me. It cut. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, about Dr. King's house, the federal government taking Dr. King's house. You know what I'm saying? I said, all that money, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people will say stuff like, "Man, well, all the money." The system knows the political significance of defacing, similar to when Napoleon had the French when they shot that nose of the Sphinx in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Where the 21 gun salute came from. That was an attack on our people. You know what I'm saying? And so they know the significance of that. So we held the line. So we here, and we still. It's an ongoing battle. Now we involved in the campaign to maintain and renovate the Hampton House.
Love that.
They go support. They go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Or it might be the Hampton House now, but I think go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org and go to hit that donate button. So that's where we at. A lot of our programs I ran right up out here. In fact, on Wednesdays we usually do our radio show on 6:30 to 8:30 called Freedom on Radio. We do that out of here sometimes. We had a community refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So we still moving and grooving. Again, this is the childhood home of Chairman Fred Hampton.
Okay. So have you guys been able to declare it as a historic place? Because I know that that's one of the things to getting it to being able to keep it.
We got
Well, they
we
can't
got
touch
local.
it.
We did get it locally, and then I'm gonna say this too.
Hmm.
And some people say more money, more problems. We say
Ah,
we say more progress, more problems.
Hmm.
One of the things
That's true.
Malcolm X, one of his speeches, he talked about the March on Washington, who it was initially organized by, and the system said, "Well, we can't stop it. Let's co-opt it. Let's water it down. Let's change it. Make it something to be." We go through this even with the landmark status for the Hampton House, other dynamics. The system has strategically set up dynamics to say, okay, co-opt it. You know what I'm saying? Put other people in front of it. So it's a
yep.
constant battle. It's like getting in shape. You know, so you make one move, they try to take you back 10 feet back. You know what I'm saying? Because again, this legacy represents something that you can. I tell you can go to anybody present day. I don't care if they demoralize. We don't use the term dope fiends or strawberries or hypes. We use the term they demoralize. And you mentioned the Black Panther Party. You can see that they can come back to life. You know, they wake up. So we gotta for the historical landmark. We gotta make sure the politics of what it is, what the Black Panther Party was, what it represented is in there. One of the most unique dynamics about the Black Panther Party was that of self-determination. Again, self-determination to set up on their own terms. As Malcolm X said, even our mistakes belong to us. A lot of groups talk this stuff, but you go back and look who pulls the strings with them. You know, it'd be like a lot of stores not coming in. You're like, oh, you ain't the boss. This who call the shots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We speak for
Yep.
ourselves.
I love it. So we got the Hampton House. What other good things are happening within the organization that you can share with the viewers right now? Like, what should we be paying attention to, and how can we get involved? I know we have the website, the Hampton House, to donate, but what are some ways that we can get involved as well?
We doing some coalition with a number of different forces. We have this term called the Code of Culture. The Code of Culture. And that one of our mantras is what that is too many of us in sing for some catches. We talking about some bling bling. Too many of us in sing for some catches. We talking about some bling bling. We just put up a phenomenal event. October 17th. We was acknowledging the birthday of the Black Panther Party, which is October 15th. And this group Penflow, they came through. The images was beautiful. I'm talking about right in front of the Hampton House. So we're trying to keep that going. That's part of the Code of Culture. Code of Culture is we win artists at certain points of unity. We don't try to make them like no frontline freedom fighters, but some points we have the educational ethic, the Black Panther Party Cup educational ethic. We get students to make it a class project to work on cases of what's going on, like present day case of political prisoners, the Mumia Abu Jamals, Mr. Ford, Mr. Hoover, the Imam Jamil Al-Amin's, their cousin. You know what I'm saying? So we also have the Harriet Tubman Code. The Harriet Tubman Code is with those who are fortunate to get out with their sanity intact and alive, reach back for those who are held captive. You know what I'm saying? Reach back for them. So these are different campaigns that we have. You know what I'm saying? We have the Triple C's, Children, Community, and Cubs. We do that every Saturday, whether it be Saint-Denis, France, Sao Paulo, Brazil. You know what I'm saying? We hit the community with food and other stuff and resources. We working on another campaign we're working on right now that really hits hard with me is the retreat from Chirac. The retreat from Chirac. That's what we a joint venture with this brother, Mr. Fraser, with Fragile Farming. And retreat from Chirac is every other week. We take these youngsters down to a 45-minute drive down to the farmland. And it'd be like, I tell people, it'd be like a Jenny Craig commercial before and after with these youngsters. You got, you have them youngsters, and it's a science to it. I intentionally make sure they don't bring no phone charges with them. We get them down there. Some be talking about, man, I ain't no slave. I ain't been working on no farm, none of this. When they get down there, it's hard for us to get them to come back. They touch down there on the land, you know what I'm saying? And work with the people. So that's the Retreat from Chirac program we got going on. We are working on those small coalitions with some other groups, you know what I'm saying, about different dynamics. That's just off the top of my head. That's just a few of the programs we got going on.
I love it. I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah. Fred, I know you grew up in all of this because of who your parents were. But I mean, I know a lot of times, children of famous or very parents who have a lot of notoriety. Um, what made you, you know, want to follow in your father's footsteps? A lot of times kids may not want to do that, even though that they were raised in it or around it so much.
Yeah,
They may, not want to do it, you know,
yeah,
decide that that's something not for them. But
yeah,
why was that so for you to pick up the mantle
yeah.
of your father's
Let me
legacy?
let me preface with this. I don't knock no I don't know I don't knock nobody for not, um man, engaging. I mean man, taking this position, I say sometimes I question myself. I say, man, what's one I as a force who I got so much respect, she kind of took a breather for a minute. And he was like, man, Champion, you heard from I said, listen, I ain't mad at her. I said, man, I question myself what's wrong with me. I said, man, Tupac, somebody I think they say Pac, he would sometimes he want like run from who he was, And I said, I can relate to that. I said, yeah, and you get the reminder, you know what I'm saying? So, but this I think, and Pac, who's both his parents members of the Black Panther Party, you know what I'm saying? And which he didn't find that out until later on in life, but
Right.
man, both. I mean, his father was captain in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? Of course, his mother, of course, Afeni Shakur. And it's not romantic. It's not. And it's the stuff that comes with it. Set. Park's sister. We just. I was with her Park's last birthday, and and it's the underbelly of what comes, the heat that comes with this.
Right.
And a lot of times people just see the leather jackets and the berets and they romanticize it, but it's a lot of heat that comes with it. You deal with, you get betrayal. You deal, you know what I'm saying? Um, people, send agent provocateurs at you. The case of Kabila Shabazz, the case they gave up, where it was exposed, um, Malcolm X's daughter, one of Malcolm X's daughters.
Mm-hmm.
They gave the case, this whole thing in regards to Minister Farrakhan. But it was exposed that the dude, the agent, was sick on her, which I think as early as I think she was in sixth grade. In sixth grade,
Wow.
and,
Wow.
and yeah, I mean this, yeah, you know, and
I feel like
yeah, this some of this. I just and my cousin, one of the daughters of Bilal Sunni Ali, Mama Fulani, she was just up here on a layover, and I just think about even we talk without even talking, you know what I'm saying? Just for a few minutes, it was, and you need sometimes you deprive the people like that to touch down with this and understand. But to answer your question, I think it's a combination of things that the conditions and like I said, it drove me to the point to recognize how they say in church, "What's your calling?" I believe this is my calling. This is my calling.
yeah.
The good, the bad, and ugly of it. The good, the bad. You know what I'm saying? When Judas and Black Messiah was being filmed, we was going through some situations that was like literally, I'm talking about agent provocateurs on me that was like going through the same things while the movie was being filmed. It was crazy. I'm talking like literally. I was like, there was a lot of, we still deal with it like even now, but it was like in real time dealing with a lot of similar situations. You know what I'm saying? And I've been through situations where it get like similar to like one of the nicknames they gave me when I was in prison was deja vu. And this when I was sent to the same prison that Chairman Fred was sent to. I was sent there 30 years later. He was in there 1969. I was sent there 1999. And
Wow.
out of the prisoners who were still there, who had never been released,
Wow.
they would when I got to the particular unit in isolation, you heard them hollering and say, "He's here, he's here." And someone said, "Man, hey, this is North Fed. They said, the chairman was here." I said, "Yeah." He said, "What gallery you on?" I told him what gallery. He said, "Oh, it's the same gallery chairman was on." He said, "What cell are you on?" I said, "You know what? Let me get back to you on that." I said,
Right.
I need to breathe on this one.
Right.
Yeah,
Let me
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How long were you a political prisoner, Chairman Fred?
The
Mm.
total on 9 years. I was
Wow.
yeah, 9 years.
Wow. How
So
did
when
you?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what was your mindset while going through that? How did you keep yourself from losing it, basically, and in your headspace in a positive headspace?
Some people have even, because I'm always giving a political assessment or an analysis. And I remember when I was being introduced one time, and the brother said something to the effect. He said, "Well, Chairman doesn't believe in. He don't believe in God." I said, "Whoa, whoa!" I said, "Oh, because watch your step." I said, "Watch your step." I say,
Right. Watch your conduct.
"Yeah, yeah." I say, "Man," I said, "Believe me, I'm very." I said, "Maybe I don't go through your particular orthodox way of doing things." I said, "Well, however, believe me."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are situations in my life that I know I can't scientifically explain where I have literally kissed the casket. I done tango with torture and I done danced with death. Well, I thought it was over with. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't come up out of it. I mean, when I was in Menard, my letters were not letters. They were wills. I was like literally telling people what they can have. I didn't you I got it. One of my brothers that came to visit me in Menard, he was talking to me about when I get. I said, "What part do you not understand? I'm not coming out of here alive." That's I mean that's where I was.
Mm.
That's where I was at. The people, in addition to spirituality, the politics. You know what I'm saying? See the politics, and again, this Panther politics. It's like I draw the analogy like they say. I think it's Taekwondo. It's when you fight and the way you move your body. If somebody hits you, you can balance the pain out. It doesn't hit. It doesn't
Yeah.
focus on the area. When
Yep.
I don't take this subjectively with me. Like, betrayal. I don't look. I see the politics. I study history. I studied Field Marshal George Jackson of the Black Panther Party. What happened to him in Soledad? I remember reading Soledad, brother, and the games they played with him about his typewriter. I was going through the
Hmm.
same thing when I was reading this book. You know what I'm saying? This is people who I can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Again, taking a historical analysis. I remember Oscar Lopez Rivera. No, excuse me, Pedro Biso, the Puerto Rico political prisoners, reading about what I'm saying, what they done him in Atlanta Federal Penitentiary. See, I'm studying, I know, taking an objective analysis of history. That's what kept me alive. You know what I'm saying? Not only know about the history of attacks on us, but also what kept us alive. And also
Right.
humble yourself to not think this is the first. I mean, I know about Asada Shakur being placed in an all men's jail. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I study that. You know what I'm saying? So when you put stuff
Wow.
when you put stuff in context, you know what I'm saying? It humbles you to say, wait a minute, this ain't
Yeah.
this, ain't- this ain't the first rodeo. You know what I'm saying? Check yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just like as you were talking, it just reminded me of this one thing. We've heard it before, like things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Like,
Mm,
it's unfortunate that you had to go through that, but
yeah,
look at what you came out of
mm,
after.
yeah,
So that is
yeah.
commendable. Like I would have lost my mind. Like there's no way. There's no
Mi-
way.
Minister UEP Newton said if it was not for the people, he would have come out of there in a pine box. If come out of
Mm-hmm.
there at all.
Yeah.
I relate to that. August of 1998, Stateville Prison in the chow hall, a guard named Voight. I trip on it when I watch Chicago PD, the TV show,
Mhm.
and
They had
dude
the same name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude named Voight,
Boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
A guard named Voight in Stateville
Wow.
shot at me with a shotgun in Stateville in the chow hall. A
Wow.
Mexicano prisoner jumped in and caught the buckshots in his collarbone.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
In Menard prison, they brought a guy who was mentally disturbed. They brought him and put him in a cell. This guy was trying to kill himself in another cell. They brought him up there to put him in a cell with me. And as soon as he got in there, took a blade, a knife to slit his wrist. I said, whoa, whoa. I said, whoa,
Oh
whoa.
my
I
lord.
said, what's happening? He said, he was mentally disturbed. He said, ain't you Dewey Newton son? I said, no. He said, you somebody Black Panther son. I said, why you? I said, how you know that? He said, I tried to kill myself downstairs, and the guards told me, wait a minute. They took him to bring him and put him in a cell with me to kill himself.
So they
Wow.
can blame it on you, or
Oh,
so
hey,
you can just
a
go through it.
a
Or like
jailhouse murder is a
so,
tough case to
Well,
so
you
prove.
just
you
never
could
know what they were up
Oh my
to. You
gosh,
Oh,
never
that's
no,
know.
no doubt
crazy.
about it. No, this is jailhouse murder. Oh, I became a psychiatrist like that. I talked about
Mm,
that. Yeah, I
that
talked
Because
about
that
right.
I
that's
Look,
crazy.
Yeah, I remember in the movie
That's
when they
crazy.
raided your father's home that before they assassinated him, they drugged him. What was the point you think of that? Was that to defame his character? To because I know the FBI was involved, Chicago police was involved, and a couple other organizations were involved behind the assassination of your father. What was the point you think of drugging him first before killing him?
It was also acknowledged that I don't. It may have been Doherty. I forgot which individual. One of them was also tied to the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. You know, so one of the police.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
The details of that assassination. Those
Mm,
assassinations. It was they went so far, and it's still the verdict is not out. It's still more information that has to
mm,
come out. You know what I'm saying? They went so far is to cut all the lights off on the west side of Chicago. Cut all the lights off. They had members of his staff were placed in isolation. One comrade was coming back from another branch. They pulled him over. They gave him a gun case. And they gave him $1 million bond. And first people said, "Why the bond so high?" All this to make sure that he was isolated. It was a group of young brothers, 13, 14 years old. They done unofficial security for Chairman Fred. The YMCA took them and sent them out of town on a winter retreat. Out of all those things, they sent them out of town for a winter retreat. They blocked the entire block up. They had a floor plan of the apartment so detailed they even knew what pack of cigarettes may possibly be laying at. The Sikanol, the knockout joint that was placed in the Kool-Aid the night before, we had the independent autopsy. We brought his body back up on the independent autopsy. It was revealed that they had put enough Sikanol, enough knockout drug in him, technically knock a horse out.
Wow.
That's how much they put in there. They came on a mission. You know what I'm saying? This is what they want to take. They want to leave it nothing by chance. They came on a mission.
Yeah.
The former director of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, said the Black Panther Party had to be destroyed by the end of 1969. He said it had to go. Had to go.
Mm.
That's a lot. People when like I'm just listening, I'm absorbing it all. Like it's a wonder people like yourself or anyone that's gone through anything to that magnitude is not balled up in the corner somewhere because look, I'm gonna tell you right now, Jack, but what I do know is that like I know for you, what I know of you now is that there's a lot of work to do. Like you can't just sit down and just sit around and just, woe is me and think about the past. And like even now that like you're talking through it now, I mean, I can't even count how many times you've had to do this, right? And relive it over and over again, right? But I just commend you, just the organization as a whole. I think you all are doing some amazing, amazing things and
Thank you.
huge educational moment for me for sure.
I'm honored.
yeah, yeah.
A
I'm
lot.
honored to
Yes.
serve.
Yes.
We honored to serve. Honored to serve.
And
Yeah.
before you probably got to get out of here, Chairman, I know that you have. Is it a documentary out right now that
Say it
that's
again, because that's what they call. Say it one time.
I say I believe you guys you have a documentary out. Is that correct?
We're working on it's a couple. We're working on actually a piece to cover my delegation we did in Africa. That's going to be released also. We're working on that. It's been tug and pull. Well, some of these filmmakers. I think I got a good connection with some people now. A piece I want to invite y'all to. We talking about having a release on Deborah Johnson, my mother, for her birthday,
Oh yes.
November
Mm,
28th. We're doing a piece on her.
Okay.
It's going to be released November 28th. So stay in contact with us before that. So it's gonna be a big thing. Our
yeah,
next big event, that's gonna be our next big event, November 28th for her birthday, and
Mhm.
yeah,
December 4th is International Revolutionary Day. But keep abreast. We work on some documentaries and a number of different things. I got a few more minutes with y'all, because I end up canceling our radio show tonight. Because we both gonna air 6:30. We
Okay.
kind of holding up to see what's the status of my nephew, my man, young brother, young Bleed, dealing with some
Mm-hmm.
health issues. You know, since we don't know the status of it right now, so we just kind of like in limbo. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna hold up on a radio show to do. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that. And this brother. He was a great supporter of the Cubs and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a few extra minutes too. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I have a follow-up question about the Cubs. So the Cubs is an extension of the Black Panther organization, right? Am I hearing that right? Okay.
Yeah. Black Panther
Mhm.
Party
Okay.
Cubs. We say
Yeah.
the ideological offspring of the Black Panther Party. Yeah. A lot of people say, well,
Okay.
why don't you just go and just say the Black Panther Party? We respect that legacy. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
the legacy is something hard to lay out. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to pull off what they pulled off. I mean, you talking about, man, some bad brothers and sisters that shook, man, that still on their own turn. And so we expand. We respect that legacy to the Black Panther Party Cubs. We say tough act to follow, but we're gonna try our best to walk in out their footsteps with their Panther Paul steps.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are big
Yeah.
big shoes to fill,
Yeah.
So I definitely get that, understand that.
Yeah. So
So I got
so
a question for you because I really want to know. Um, and you said you have a website. Is that where all your programs are listed? Where like the kids can get signed up for those programs and all of that?
Yes, indeed. Right on. Thank you for asking that question. We okay? The webs okay. Say the Hampton House, but also as we say the HamptonHouse.org. But as we speak, we tighten up ourselves on our social media. I got met this brother early today, matter of fact. So the on Instagram, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. They got me on TikTok also now. And I think we also getting on Instagram, TikTok, and I think the website is going to be Chairman Fred Jr. Also, but don't quote me on that. But also our YouTube channel is Chairman Fred Jr. That's the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
we tighten up on our social. So that's not my my strong niche. But I'm fortunate. I'm coming to get some forces and on deck to help us with that. And it'd be difficult a lot of times. Like, see with us, everything like the political significance of how we when we put out certain situations. Because a lot of times people say, well, you can get if you do clickbait, you can do this that. We have a political
Mm-hmm.
line. We can't compromise. You know what I'm saying? So we got to
No,
be
you can't.
yeah, so that'd be difficult, but we at the same time we gotta have our ear to the ground on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? We try to see what's phenomenal, like even with the code of culture. We have these poetry sets that we doing. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna start having some more of those going on at the Hampton House also.
Okay.
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 You
So
definitely keep abreast
so
of it.
Nice.
Chicago native, right? We always ask this question to our Chicago natives.
Right on.
Where'd you graduate high school? Where'd you come out of?
Tilden High School.
Tilden.
Yep.
Okay.
Ironically, my mother as well. Yep.
Okay. And that's West Side, right? If I'm
Tilden South Side. I got
oh
dual
okay.
citizenship, South
Cause
Side and
I'm,
West Side.
cause I was about to say I don't
I'm
think
West Side
Tilden was
first,
on the
but
south
Right.
on the west side.
I
Tilden is
couldn't
not west
remember.
side.
I couldn't remember,
yeah,
Tilden is
yeah.
not west side.
look, all I knew was Simeon. That's where I graduated from. Like Simeon Dunbar. That's
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah,
mm,
yeah.
Is
Simeon,
Tilden still?
Derrick Rose the likes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Is Tilden still open, or are they closed?
You know what? We were just having this discussion about
good
Tilden
question,
and
huh?
was it
I'm about to
Hurst
find
or
out.
there ain't that many students up there like Dunbar, Hurst. I was like,
Hmm.
I'm a
None of
long
those
way.
high schools, all these high schools have low enrollments at this time.
Man,
They are
yeah,
not as huge as they were
Yeah.
back in the day.
right. Because I was in
Because
Tilden. Go ahead.
but that's because they have so many choices now. They have so many charter schools open and all that stuff. So a lot of the students are going to the charter schools, and then the population of Chicago is not as
Man,
big as it was at one
no,
point.
yeah.
So
Chicago
yeah,
used to be per capita. Cook County had the largest population of black people in the country. But yeah, man, hey, I said,
Yeah.
get us up out of here. I mean, everything, yeah, you name it. Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think when they broke down a lot of those projects, they
that was
moved a lot of people out of here,
yeah,
and then just
Yeah.
the crime rates have pushed people
yeah,
up out of here too.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
When they closed the projects down, I believe a lot of people moved down south. They moved to Atlanta, Texas, and places like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, yeah,
And just to confirm,
that's
children is definitely still open.
Okay,
Definitely
oh
still
wow,
open. Mm-hmm.
okay.
It is.
wow,
Yeah,
oh
47th and
wow, I'm
Union.
For
shocked.
Southern Union, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm also seeing you went to Olive Harvey. I did about a good 2 minutes at Olive Harvey.
That's
And I,
what I
I,
was
I
at.
got
Mm.
enough
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
that.
I, ironically, I did a brief stint there. That, but matter of fact, before they framed and locked me on, right? Yeah, I didn't get that
Oh.
much time at Olive Harvey. But I did a brief time at Olive Harvey.
Ooh-wee.
And you know what? Their newspaper was named Hampton and Clark. That was the name of their newspaper.
Oh
Hampton
Shut
and Clark.
wow.
Mm.
up. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
yeah.
Chairman, did you play
Wow.
any sports or anything like that, or were you just all about your people and the community?
Sophomore high school, I did with that with the basketball. Played forward for a minute. I touched it sophomore high school. You know, got down a little bit down to sophomore, but I didn't hit junior senior. No, I didn't, that was my only. This was my sophomore year. I got a little bit, yeah, got a little bit of high school. I played forward for high school for a brief period. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. You
Wow.
living it.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
yeah.
How you doing? I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you
I'm
got
Just
sorry.
leave that
I'm
alone.
sorry.
Stick to dancing, E. Stick
you
to
got
dancing.
got it.
5, 6,
Exactamundo.
7, 8. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That is my speed. That's my speed.
Yes, indeed.
Man, everybody, man, it's been so good having you on, Chairman Fred. I
Yes.
mean,
I know we've been trying to make this happen, bro. You know what I'm saying, sister. So I'm glad we able to
I
pull it
know,
off.
yeah,
This
Yeah, we
everybody don't
definitely
know
appreciate
how
you.
long this has taken to, make happen. Like I've been trying, this is a hard man to get.
and
I've been
last week,
trying to get this interview for years.
yeah, and
He's
last week we
busy.
we was about to go. We was literally about to go. Last week I got the call to go on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, I
Wait,
want to get
how
into a
was that
little of that.
experience? Yeah. How was
Yeah, I want to
Oh,
get in there.
okay. Yes, I gotta shout out. Man, I'll be remiss. I gotta acknowledge Laney Smith, actively black. I gotta, man, this brother, him and his queen. I'm 2018. This again, this is the respect I got for this brother. This whole team, actively black, and he brought myself, Frederica Newton, widow of Minister UEP Newton, Cecil Williams. This the brother who the famous photograph from at the White's Only Water Fountain, Cecil Williams. And
Mhm.
Dr. Ilyasah Shabazz and Dr. Bernice King was supposed to be there. I think both of them was out of the country. Um, but Tommy Smith, John Carlos, this brother, the fashion, and he's very respectful. He touched down on people, and they use this fashion to get information out. You know what I'm saying? And it's so that's the venue I went on there with. With
Mhm.
and I don't know if I'd have been, by myself. I mean, I don't know if I'd been like invited. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good experience. We got a lot of information out. About the works we're doing. Also about the line, fashion. We say everything. Everything's political, including fashion. And just how it impacts you to see images of our people. And I
Right.
recommend people go back and look at see. Uh, Go YouTube and type in actively black, that fashion show. And Lady Smith, his words was, it's not that's his term. This is not a fashion show. But you go look at that, it was so inspiring. I'm talking Ruby Bridge is top. A whole list of people, and it wasn't just in a conscious way beating you over the head. It was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? I recommend people say and also support. You know what I'm saying? Because he making sure you're gonna touch down with us to see some. Make sure proceeds go to respective campaigns and foundations that they represent.
Mhm.
So that's how I end up on the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Man, yeah, I watched that. That was very informative.
Right on.
A lot of good information.
Yeah, I feel good about it. Yeah. And this the time I've seen some of the comments. People saying, "Man, this type of discussion people need to have." So we say politics is kind of like real estate, time and location. I don't think a year
Location. Yeah.
ago, would have been good for me. You know what I'm saying? This time, and people say, "How you feel about this? What's going on right now?" I say, "Hey, this prime time for me." I'm talking. It's the annie's being up. This is, what I'm saying. This is you can't you gonna see a different sort of music. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no safe arenas. I'm talking about. That's usually this system. They know hit you and give you a breather on Tuesday, and you know what I'm saying, let you make you pick cotton all week and give you a little release. Everywhere you go, this kind of, they say ICE had raided the a strip club. You know what I'm saying? They went to the strip club. So,
Yeah, I seen
yeah,
that. Yeah,
so ain't
I saw that.
no partners to
Nobody's
say that.
safe.
Yeah, no one's safe. Yeah.
Even if they think you not from here, they could
Oh
like
man,
it is
it's
crazy.
a, and it's been. I tell people, I say like the coronavirus. It's like a lot of people they was tripping. They looked at them old Lysol cans and they seen the word
Hmm.
coronavirus. Oh, this ain't nothing new. I said, yeah, it may go dormant, but it's still there. This, you know what I'm saying? It's really, it's been happening, but you say it's in the raw. It's in the raw.
It's out.
It's out. It's out.
Chairman,
It's out.
Chairman, how do you feel about this president and what all is going on, even with, I believe I'm hearing that the link will be canceled or cut short as of November. You
First.
know, what do you think about that? And what can we do, about, the thousands or millions of people that are going to suffer because of this?
I seen a post yesterday where someone was talking about. I know some of y'all don't know about. They went the whole litany about boiling the hot dogs and turning the oven on for heat in the house, and
Hmm.
those survival tactics. A lot of what I'm saying that some of us had, some of us didn't. Those peers, Minister U.E.P. Newton said that his mother said her preacher had said a certain amount of suffering is good for the soul. And I'm not saying in the way that we look, we looking for some pain, but it's if them a lot of times them diamonds come up out of their cold. And you know what I'm saying? And it's a certain like people get involved in struggle become quote unquote conscious. One of three ways: inspiration, aspiration, or desperation.
Yep.
Inspiration, aspiration, or desperation.
Hmm.
It's going to be a lot. Again, we have, this system historically. I'm not. We can go through different, presidential periods, whatever. Is Machiavellian with the carrot and the stick. Again,
Hmm.
Machiavellian with the carrot and the stick. Whether it's abroad, to come through and give out certain concessions and make you think you're free, whatever. But this has always been going on. You know what I'm saying? And so, but it's a time to at least acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be a period where hey, cut the fat from the meat and see see if you're gonna barbecue a meal do. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, we're gonna get ready. Stay ready. It should be. These are conversations with our people that we
That part.
that we gotta have consistent. Not just doing February, not just doing Black History Month. Not when it's what I'm saying when it's popular. I kept a way of life. Like I mean when I was locked up, his brother got me the running, jogging, and I feel like I was in shape. I was, I'm good now. He said, Chairman, I don't see you going to yard no more. I said, man, I'm good now. I'm straight. He said, Chairman, you got to be consistent with this here.
Yeah,
We have to struggle. We have
it's a
to
lifestyle.
we have to have a memory. Like I don't. They'll get you comfortable. You know what I'm saying? We have to be clear on the history of how we've been, how we've been dealt with. It has to be a way of life. Our children, the conversations we gotta have. You know what I'm saying? And like I was like, even now, I'm having some of the best discussions and best interviews, and because I remember I was talking to people, like, oh, he paranoid. He think he back in the '60s. Now, people are saying that, like, oh no, they relating to it now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This
Yeah.
ain't nothing new. You talking
No.
about, I don't even
Yeah,
know.
because it's happening.
But also,
Happening.
it's been happening. I don't know. As we speak, I don't know if Trump is. I don't know. I'm not an advocate for the Republican or the Democratic Party. I relate to the Black Panther Party, but I don't know if Trump has surpassed Obama's deportation numbers yet. Real talk. I don't. Man, I don't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is something been happening, but like it's in a row. It's in a row.
Chairman, don't watch out now. You're talking about Obama. The golden boy. You can't.
I'm talking about
You,
this system.
you-
I'm not talking about this system. I'm talking about whatever face they
okay.
put on it, whatever. I'm talking about the agenda. I'm talking about I'm the historically with the policies that are going
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah, you can't say nothing bad about Obama before these folks start,
They can boil it, bake it, or fry it. I'm telling you, if it's chicken on the pork,
I'm
it is
with
what it
you.
is. I'm
I'm
telling you
with
what
you
it
when
is.
you're right.
Man,
I'm
I'm
with you
done.
when you're right.
No,
And
I'm with you too because
the numbers speak for
the,
itself. The numbers
mhm,
there's an agenda, and one thing this system knows, it's an agenda. They say, okay, how it's a book
yeah.
called Economic Hitman, and he talks about how the U.S. will go to different countries, and they make them an offer. Listen, man, we have to ban, do this, and some of them be like, no, we okay. They got okay. How you want? We gonna do this? How you want to do this? They might get come over there and assassinate you. They might get come over there
Hmm.
set a relationship up for you. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to the agenda, man, whatever if you want the carrot. You want the image that you think you free, that you make some decisions.
Yeah.
America's definition of diplomacy is letting others have their way. They're gonna make it to the point that you think like, yeah, we demand more cameras in our community. We demand more closed
Right.
doors. They're like, okay, you're
Right.
right. We're gonna go on a year and give it to you. That was the agenda through the door.
Yep. Yep. I think what gives
Right.
everybody heartburn is the inhumane way things are being done. I can care less about what Obama didn't do. Honestly, no president in office has impacted me and my ability to take care of my family. Never.
Yeah.
Now, am I a little concerned now?
Yeah.
Yes, because of other reasons, not because of snap, you know what I'm saying? But for
Yeah.
like bigger picture things, right? So like, yeah, like I don't care about the deportation numbers that Obama had. I can care less. Not interested.
Mm-hmm.
I live in the United States. It's just the way that it's being publicized. It's heartbreaking. I don't care. It is heartbreaking. I know a lot of people that have been impacted by it, as I'm sure you all have. It's just a
Well,
lot.
they've made him so bold that for a minute there, he thought that he was going to be able to change the Constitution and run for a third term. But I saw something today where he says he wish he could. So I guess they pretty much, as of today, shut that down of him thinking he'll be able to run a third term. And a lot of people were saying if that's the case, if he'll be able to do that, then Obama will run against him and win. So
We
it's
got
scary times that we're
yeah, but I
living
mean,
in.
I see, like I said, you look in that climate, late '60s. I mean, look at the music, look at the, and I don't want to romanticize either. Don't get me wrong. There was some a lot of issues too, but I
Yeah.
tell you, like when we're resisting, it's a different. Go watch some of those news clippings when when the rebellions, the uprising happening in Milwaukee, in Ohio, when the police killed somebody. Look in the background. Look at those brothers and sisters how they relate with each other. It's a beauty.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's a
Yes.
Yeah.
different. It's a
Yes.
beauty. Listen to
Hmm.
man, even the type of slop hop, not music. See, the stakes too high right now. Look at the type of look how insulting it was. Look at the entertainers they was bringing up for us as our spokesperson. Go back and listen to the lyrics. That was you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So the ending got to be up now. It's a call for different sort of music, a different sort of discussion. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? How insulting. I mean, what was going on? And mind you, like you said, sister, you say like it's so blatant now. But mind you, this I mean, this stuff has been. Man, I say, listen, 1996. 1996, they had this thing as a Operation Headache when they swept the GDs, formerly gangster disciples, and later become the growth and development.
Mm-hmm.
It's areas of those individuals who were swept up who nobody has never seen again ever. They were coming this
Mm.
they had ski. It's a venue in Chicago known as the black sites. They call them the black sites. Growing up, we called them whoopee stations. The black sites did not get exposed to a white guy. Was taking this on Roosevelt, this on the west side of Chicago, where they were taking you and you know with masks on. This was they put them in vans and take you. This been happening.
My God.
Yeah, but the deal is a lot of people don't even acknowledging it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you can keep on stuffing. The discussion. A lot of people have a reactionary discussion. This, what you even the cartel, all the different dynamics. You know what I'm saying? You go back and look at the NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement under Clinton's administration. You know what I'm saying? These are different dynamics that you know what I'm saying that will happen to produce a powder keg. You feel what I'm saying? And the system is Machiavelli was playing oppressed people against oppressed people. You follow what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you say, okay, I'm gonna give you this concession. You know what I'm saying? You watch it, but again, and you find yourself wishing, well, I hope it ain't me today. You know what I'm saying? They doing this to them, and
Right.
I don't want to become that. I don't want to become that because the deal is, you know what I'm saying? I tell people that even in struggle, Field Marshal George Jackson said, this system not only affects the economy, it affects the psychic of the people. So believe me, there are times I'll be wondering, believe me, I'll be looking like, damn, like Walking Dead. I say, should I just let them go in and bite me?
Right.
It seems like
Right.
it's more of them. You know what I'm saying? But the deal is, a lot of them be trauma bonded. They're not together. You know what I'm saying? They eat each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I don't want to become that. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Rats
want
in
to
the
become that.
barrel.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And again, and you got a Solid Shakur said, amongst other things, that being oppressed, you have to constantly remind yourself to be able to distinguish what's normal and what's abnormal. You have a different child now that's seeing the images. You know what I'm saying? Because you after a while you become this thing. Like when I talk to people, you gotta remind yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, hold on, this ain't normal. I tell people, with me, I'd be around. I used to like have a lot of dogs. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people say, man, the dogs. I ain't gonna see the dog smell no more. I became immune to it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
system, you got to remind yourself, what's normal, what's abnormal. You know what I'm saying? And because you don't, every none of us are gonna come out of this clean. None of us are gonna come out of this clean. But your manhood,
Wow.
your humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I don't want. I refuse to get it up. You know what I'm saying? Take me out physically first. Yeah.
But you know what? Honestly, like the thing is like, and Caramel, I think you want to jump in too, but like, it's important that we don't let them take our mind, because once they take your mind, like that controls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Everything.
saying? Like
Yeah.
everything.
But a lot of times, as Garvey said, a lot of times when poverty comes in the front door, morality leaves at the back window. When
Yeah.
poverty comes in the front, so you a lot of times people don't even be cognizant of it. You know, their hunger, like hey, we finna see some real, they we finna see some dynamics. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of times it produces a different dynamic. During the coronavirus, they told how the divorce rate had went up.
Yeah.
These are situations that people didn't consciously say, I'm gonna get a divorce. The conditions produce a different dynamic. You know what I'm saying? There's a different, like I tell people with children, you said you had to look at which stage you were in your life. You know what I'm saying? Hunger impacts you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the best intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's the reason why Haiti is different than DR, Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? The politics of the images that you see, all depriving you of food at a certain time, it can produce a certain sort of individual. You know what I'm saying? It's old saying that God created Africans, and America made niggas. It's old saying. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I like that.
Hmm.
It's an
Like
old
that.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
see, when I
I'm
went to
writing that
Yeah.
one
Africa,
down.
Yes.
and
Say that
I
again.
went to that dungeon, and I was struggling with this brother. He come called in the slave castle, and I said,
Mm.
we refer to it as a dungeon. He couldn't relate because he grew up. Slavery was different in Africa than it was
Mm-hmm.
the child slavery. He could,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? He couldn't relate to what I was saying. So it's a different dynamic. You to go through that. You don't come through that situation. I thank God. That I come up in Chicago to come out of prison and still have my humanity.
That's
Not
it.
That part.
just my sanity, my humanity.
Humanity. That's
You know
it.
what I'm
That
saying? And you
part.
can. And I done seen cats do some. I remember I was in this one cell, one cage, when I first got to Stateville. I remember them coming through Stateville prison. I first get there. They taking us through. They take us on the gallery. This is my first time in the max prison. March 10th, 1997. I remember overhearing the TV before, that's did Harriet Tubman. We was shut. It was Harriet Tubman's birthday, or I forget. It was it might be her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember hearing on TV that Biggie Smalls had just got murdered or assassinated um, on the TV when I was being transferred from Shawnee. And I remember them taking us down the gallery. You seen the rats and the doors, all the big rats, and just oil and the grime everywhere. And they had these things called chuck holes. And people looking at the chuck hole, and the guards was they had us chained and shackled like a slave line. And they was talking, what cell you want to go? And then there are people hollering through the chuck hole, you better not bring nobody up in here. I'm going to rape them. I'm going to do this and that, you know what I'm saying? They're hollering different things. I got AIDS. I don't want no cell, man. I'm going to kill anybody you put in here. And it was about 7 or 8 of us in the line. And I remember them looking through the chuck hole, and they said, hold on, that's Chairman Fred. They said, man, they said, bring him, because Chairman, go over here. And the guard said, well, what cell you want to go in? I said, you can put me in the cell you want to put me in. I ain't no fugitive. I ain't on the run from nobody. Wherever you want to put me at. And I remember them put me in this cage. And his brother, Tone, it walked past the cell of Jackie Wilson. Jackie Wilson was the brother of Andrew Wilson, who was tortured by John Burge. James Byrne put a $10,000 bounty on their head. I remember him in the cage. They took me past this cage. And they put me in the cell with his brother Tone. And I got in the cage with him. When I first came in, he said, hey, man, I know what you be on, man. He said, I know you. I was in Galesburg with you. He said, man, be cool down here, man. He said, they just took Minister KT for the BDs. They just took him out of here. They say they didn't want both of y'all. They ain't want nobody with no backbone. You say, excuse me. You say, be careful. They just transferred Minister KT up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
They got to telling me a schedule. He got to tell me a schedule on what time the guards come through and beat us down. He said they come Monday before breakfast, Wednesday after lunch. They come through the beat down.
Jesus. That's
crazy. So I said, man, I tell my shoes, I say, man, you shouldn't have me come in this cell with you, man. So I say, man, I'm not saying nobody can't whoop me, but ain't nobody whooping me on no schedule, man. I said, it ain't happening. I want to y'all say it ain't happening. Right. And then I watched the behavior. So I'm sitting in the cell in the cage, and all of a sudden I see these roaches run to the cell door, a whole bunch of roaches. I said, man, what's going on? He says, lunch is chow time. They're gonna bring our lunch. When they came in to the chuck hole, they put the 2 styrofoam trays in the chuck hole. Mm-hmm. I learned later how he grabbed them. He was like a drug dealer, can pick out drugs. He was trying to figure out what may have had a little more potato salad in one tray as opposed to the other one. He was trying to get the heavier tray.
This
is what this system produces. I refuse. Take me out physically.
And that's what they trying to. But that's what they trying to do now.
That's they gonna do in many cases.
That's definitely what they trying to do now.
Now here, I die
with these benefits, and all that, telling these people all this stuff, turn this off. That's what they trying to do.
Also,
and
my fault.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please.
No, I see it. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because our people are gonna fall in that line. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. No matter how hard we try to tell them or try to explain to them or try to help them, they're still going to fall into the line.
Not absolute, sister.
I'm not talking about, but I'm not talking about everybody. I'm not talking about everybody, but it's still going to be some.
Oh, no doubt about it. I'm with you. But do you know about Sekou Odinga?
No.
See. I'm telling you, it's a different dynamic. See, I tell people, I know about some real models. I know role models. I know about some real models. Yes. Sekou Odinga, who just passed recently. We call him our movement Spider-Man. They had put his face in the toilet. He got the case. You heard of Asada Shakur?
Yes.
He got the case. He one of the ones got the case, him along with Dr. Mutulu Shakur and all others. That's one of the cases he got for helping liberate her. See, when you hear about these stories of people, you know they had her locked up in the old men's jail, Asada Shakur?
I didn't know until you said it earlier.
Do you know?
Yeah.
They came and got
I heard about that.
A lot of people don't know, ain't never seen a person they can depend on to come visit them. They came and got her up out of there. You know what I'm saying, sister?
Of course.
Wow. They came and come to my man. I ain't talking about bonded her out of there.
No, I know what you're saying.
They came and got up out of there. Stay cool. He climbed down the 17th precinct police station, the drainage. Come up out of there. Say cool old dinger. You know who one of his sons is?
Who?
Tell you deep this go. If you don't, they know. The state know. Y'all, you might know it's Gaddafi. Tupac's man. Yeah,
Okay.
that's one of his sons.
Yeah. I heard of him. I heard of him. Yes, I heard of him.
He was the one in the car. That was Pac. That was the outlaw. That was Pac's man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's the call. See, when you know, you start knowing about these, man. Mumia Abu Jamal locked up right now. That means this Mexican Black Panther Party. H-Rap Brown, James Brown, when he talking about singing no song Black and I'm Proud, it was H-Rap Brown. I know it's imagining like me. They drove down on him.
Oh, wow.
See, when you start, the bar is up. I tell people, see, man, I know a balance of men and women. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know people who sacrifice for it. It's but I'm hearing you. You better believe it's a lot. It's a whole bunch of suckers going to be exposed. But believe me, hey, it's some forces. I'm telling you, even in the Willie Lynch letter, they said there'll be some unplanned phenomena you got to watch out for. See, and the deal is, again, they're not going to show you about this. It's intentional that you don't know about these type of forces. Yeah. It's like when they train elephants in India. When they train the elephants in India, if an elephant ever sees the trainer step on a cup, and the elephant steps on that cup, and the elephant sees that trainer, that elephant has to be destroyed or transferred, because they run the risk of that elephant saying, whoa, wait a minute. Going back to the other elephants, hey man, I just seen this dude, man, step on this cup, man. I don't know math, but I know my pressure with 1 foot. This dude don't supposed to be controlling us. Once you know about certain forces I'm talking about, it can become contagious. It can become, not that they give you people you can't relate to. You start to, wait a minute, these people 14 to 24 years old? You're Bobby Hutton. 17 years old. Jonathan Jackson. So these are forces that I've been fortunate enough to, and I'm not talking about notice the people that, like, you never heard, I don't care whether Trump, Obama, no, you never heard them acknowledge that Black people got political prisoners. Now you don't see them go out during Thanksgiving and say we're gonna give a party to some turkeys, whatever. You don't even know it's people who are locked up who stood up for us. When you hear about these sisters who pregnant, having labor pains, still making breakfast for the free breakfast program, whoa, what?
Yeah.
It's a different dynamic. It makes you look at yourself and feel different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This school across the street right now. This school across the street from the Urban Elementary School, the school that Fred Hampton, not Chairman Fred, that Fred Hampton went to. His classmate told me the story about she was 12, 13 years old. How he took these twigs and branches and postcards, cardboards, and went and protested the fact there was no swimming pool for Black children. And when the police threw tear gas out there at him, at 13, 12 years old, he took the tear gas can and threw it back in the police station. She told me this story.
Wow.
When we first got here, them children never heard of Chairman Fred. One of the parents told me, said, because of your presence, because of y'all presence, them children need bigger shirt sizes. I said, why you say that? They walk in that school now with their chest up.
As they should.
They say,
as they should.
You know what I'm saying? It's a different, you start finding out, man, wait a minute, this man was 20. When they called to put a wiretap on his house right here, the FBI called to put a wiretap on his house, the DC Bureau thought it was a typo. They said, man, he can't be that young. He can't be that young. When he went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, as a child, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, he went up there. When he went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, he put together a contingent as the youth leader of NAACP to challenge them to change the name from colored people to Black people. The leadership of NAACP locked the doors on them. Change the rules. We could be. Yeah.
I used to live in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
When you start finding out these different dynamics, man, it's a different, man. You start saying, whoa, it ups the ante. It ups the ante. And then you also say, whoa, you start saying, wait a minute, these cats come from similar situations. And it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's people And also, you asked a question earlier about 3 things. Another thing we got to do. I ain't got to get the third thing. Combat liberalism. Combat liberalism. What that means is, a lot of times people don't say, Chairman Mao Zedong talks about this. We don't want to say certain things because it hurts some people's feelings. Hold our tongue. When you hide the contradictions, it's like throwing up. It's gonna be some stuff that's gonna come out. You're gonna be like, oh, I ate that. I believe that. Who gave me that food? You know what I'm saying? And I think we don't want to hear that. Because see, I tell you, when I go to a meeting, I don't come out, I don't draw the foregone conclusion. I'm gonna still be alive. Or I don't know how this gonna turn out. I don't care, man. I got family members who I'm clear they betrayed. They have betrayed, they will betray. Harriet Tubman had to leave her husband. She didn't tell her husband when she was going.
I found out that Harriet Tubman, not to get off topic, she started working for the government at one point.
It's funny you said that.
My husband told me. I said, what?
Well, they say
she did.
But for the North, put in context what was going on too at that time. North against the South. I say her legacy should not be there because they're trying to make that their legacy.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Legacy is that Moses is a general, you know what I'm saying, what else? And they will take that and make that be the dynamic of it, you know what I'm saying? I tell people, I don't know what entities or, you know what I'm saying, capacity or what, you know what I'm saying, to be able to do, I say, but the thing, the base, the nucleus of who she is with us, you know what I'm saying, people, that's the dynamic of the Underground Railroad. And they would, you know what I'm saying? And it's like something, and there's certain things and certain moves that people, you know what I'm saying, this system, I see none of us gonna come out of this clean. But again, that model that she gave us from the Underground Railroad, that should be the legacy of Harriet Tubman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like sometimes you gotta tell people, I had to deal with some bad people to do some good things. You know what I'm saying? But I hear I feel your sentiments, but we also put in the context the Civil War, you know, because and also we had to struggle to do what Frantz Fanon said too, to be able to accept the concessions without compromising our principles either, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Yep.
part.
Yep.
But it's so funny. All the stuff you just brought up was stuff we didn't even know of. And it's so funny how a lot of our history has been like taken away from us. And that's the reason why it's been taken away from us. Because if we knew how great we were, guess what? Guess how much of a problem we would be.
No doubt about it. No doubt about
Guess
it.
how much of a problem we would
That's
be.
why they
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt about it.
But that's why they steady stripping things, trying to see how they can get to us.
Well,
but that's the thing. And they understand we are the most resilient people there is.
well,
You know?
they know we
Very
are
resilient.
powerful, but we don't know it. You know, that's the thing. They've always known. That's why they took us into captivity and made us slaves. They knew where we come from, our land. They saw the gold. They saw how beautiful it was, how rich it was. They knew we were dope. That's why they did what they did.
You know,
and it didn't hurt that our own people chipped in.
Yeah. You right,
we got to struggle. I tell people, I think we speak French too much too at the wrong time. We're saying we had to come to a point. We had to come to a point when certain lines are crossed. You're not my people. You know, see,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like I'm real bad with cleaning up. Because I can't clean up. I'll be like, oh man, hold on, let me say that. Let me hold this. You know what I'm saying? Now that's cleaning up. But politically, once you let me know where you at, we clear. We clear.
Right, crystal.
That part.
I tell people like a relationship. You come home, damn, my key don't work. What's going on? You look out and say, oh no, man, they was such and such. Now, you know, no. At a certain point, you got to show the denial. Say, okay, hold on, okay, this is over with. Relationship over with.
Right.
And with our people, we got other communities to make it clear. Man, in Korea, man, Kim Il-sung, they made it clear to U.S. No, South Korea may be with you. We not with you. You know what I'm saying? It's this that whole part. App. I'm telling you, listen. The movie Godfather. I got Fredos in my family. I'm clear. I'm clear. And we'll say, and once you, that's it has to be, again, they say Harriet Tubman, she'll leave some straw about her husband and go wake up when she when debate with him. You know, get up, make her move, come on back, man. So we have to come, and that's a hard thing to do. You know what I'm saying? We have to become clear on that. I forgot to mention, I'm just say cool Dinga. I just left New York.
Mm-hmm.
When I did the Breakfast Club, I met my sister's place, D12, Mae Jackson with Snick, other people. But I posed went back. I just missed Sunday out at Cody. Hey, Sunday out at Cody. Hey, this one the Solid Shakur got shot and locked up on the turnpike. Sunday out at Cody was locked up with her. He was there.
Yeah.
This was released not too long ago. This the one they say taught Neil Armstrong. You're Neil Armstrong, right?
Yes.
This was supposed to taught him geometry. Sunday out of Cody. Oh, genius. Hey, his brother, man, this brother should be known that he's still alive. People should be going. We should be going up there trying to figure out, man, how can we get resources? How can we support you, man? That's one of our giants. I was so mad, man. Hey, I was out of the country when Sekou Odinga had passed. When I came back, I was touching down with his widow. I'm sitting there, man. I'm coming out Sunday out of Cody, coming through the hallway up, man. I couldn't even contain myself. See. Man, we got legends. I'm talking, man, that inspire you. I'm saying, man, they call Sekou Odinga one of our Spider-Man. I'm telling you. I'm moving. He climbed down a drain to come up out of there.
I'm gonna look him up.
How you think you'll feel to know somebody to come to get you? You got people say, man, I'm gonna come visit you. I'm gonna come. And you like, yeah,
never do. Right.
You know what I'm saying? How they say in LA when people talk to you, say, okay, I don't want people call your people. You know, yeah, all right. I tell people like, I was wondering. I was speaking. We did some of the cast. The director Shah King and we was going this. We spoke in this prison. So we showed the movie in a prison, and we do. Matter of fact, we do this tour too. Let's go back to something that we doing. Cool Hands. Maddie and some other forces with the cast. We showed the movie different places. Judas and the Black Messiah. And I was wondering something. I said, someone on one of the prisons. I said, I wonder why I got that thing too about if I say I'm gonna do something, do it. And I'm trying to work on that too because people exploit that with me. They'll be like,
yeah.
Go, I tell if I say, you know what I'm saying? People will call me and I'll be like, I gotta answer the phone. I gotta do this. And I'll be trying to figure out why I got this thing about that, about my word. I'm real big about that.
That's all you have is your word, right?
Man, last night.
That's it.
Last night, this event happened last night. And I didn't have no transportation. And the bus, and they said, Chairman, you got to know, I told the brother I'm going. And they said, we know you'll hop on the bus, Chairman. They got me an Uber, and I got there, brother Chairman. You said, you ain't have to constant no. And I be my work. But also, like you said, it's all you got. But it was brought to my attention. And I said, no, in prison, especially prisoners, everything is taken from you. But your word is all you got. I said, wow, I never thought about it that way.
That's it.
If I say something, people, it's what they make about me. They say, if Chairman Fred say gonna be there for you, he gonna be late because he's somewhere he's doing something. He's gonna be late. They say guarantee you, y'all. If he say he's gonna be there, man, he there.
That's it.
That's all we have, and even to doing the show today, you kept your word, Chairman Fred, and
we appreciate you.
We appreciate you chopping it up with us and coming on.
Yes.
I mean, so much information, so much knowledge, and just jewels that you share with us, and we just really just appreciate you for just taking time, chopping it up or whatever with us. Before we go, Chairman, you personally, how can they get at you? How can they reach you on all of your socials before we get up out of here?
Please, if you can't, y'all can't help me too. I don't know if I'm using the right word. Tag me or I hate to use that word, collaborate, but collaborate with we can't repost this. Collaborate on my Instagram, an official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. on Instagram, official Chairman Fred Hampton Jr. Also the YouTube, Chairman Fred Jr. Speaking engagements. Chairman Fred Speaks at gmail.com. And I got
All
another.
right.
I got another lady, Jackie. I don't know her email. She's I'm gonna see another email too that can help you. Because I tell people, I need a team. Like they say, Tupac went through all the producers. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't keep up with him. He on makeup time.
Right,
I be
right.
going through. I be going through security. I be going through secretary. I'm like, I say, I'm on makeup time, man. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Love
also,
it.
they go to
Wow.
SaveTheHamptonHouse.org. Hit the donate
Okay.
button. Or whatever support they can. Also, Cash App $ Save the Hampton House. And also the PayPal, Chairman Fred Jr., Chairman Fred Jr. at
Yeah.
Gmail via PayPal.
I believe E is putting everything. She's been putting
Yeah.
everything
Oh,
all
thank
show
you. I know I
long.
talk fast, so let me
I'm
Uh,
mostly
Okay,
We
you
appreciate you,
multitasking?
E.
Right on.
I'm over
Right
here.
on.
Look, I'm over here
she's been
doing.
putting
I'm
up
doing
all
here
your
doing the.
information.
Yes, yes,
Sometimes I gotta
yes.
write myself a note. Slow
She
down.
she
Yeah,
got the sound effects and everything going on. I mean,
right
all
on.
right now. E
All right.
Mac,
Stat
I see you.
Town in the building. Right on, Boogie. Right on. Right on.
That's right, shut down.
That's
West
it.
side all day long. Oh,
All day.
okay.
No.
West side, west
Anyway,
side, west
You know
side,
what? You
west
know
side.
what? So
I'm gonna use
now
my
that I know,
okay.
I'm gonna use my West Side, my dual citizenship now. That's right, West Side,
okay,
West Side.
I forgot.
West side,
Right,
west
I
side,
can't
yes.
talk. Can't talk bad about the West Side. No, I'm gonna tell my husband right now. I got my dual citizenship.
You
Boo.
real talk, real talk. Yes, indeed.
Try to run that with by him. Let's see what
Boop boop
happens.
boop boop
Yeah,
boop.
and
Oh, I'll
make
let you
sure
know how.
y'all put on y'all calendar December the 4th, y'all. Make sure y'all December the 4th. Y'all put
December
Okay,
y'all
send
4th.
calendar.
us
Okay.
And you
send us
also
the
said November
invite.
28th, too.
Yes. You don't
And
look at
November
that.
Send us the
28th.
information.
That's Mama Cool, Deborah Johnson's birthday. We're gonna try to have this document put together, but we gonna try. We're gonna have it ready before the end.
Okay.
We're gonna
Okay.
do it short in the theater. Yep.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, guys. Another
Thank y'all.
fantastic show episode.
Yes,
Man,
another
we got
Hey,
the
episode.
legendary
Thank
chairman
you.
Fred Hampton Jr. on the show. Thank you so much,
thank you
Yes.
Chairman.
all, man. Let's stay in contact. Let's continue to make history, take history, and take
Yes.
history.
Yes. All right, my brother. Well, you
Amen
have
to that.
an amazing night. Stay safe. God bless you. God bless your family.
Y'all as well.
And
Yes.
I'm gonna be looking out for you, and I'm gonna try to get to those events too. I'm in
Please.
Atlanta, but I'm gonna try to get there.
So you're right. Before I come to the A, I give you a heads up also.
Look, you got my email. Hey, hit me up.
Yes, indeed.
And also,
Yes,
I'd
indeed.
like to get involved with what you got going on.
Please, brother,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
give him my contact. All that. Yeah, please.
So
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
We gonna push another big outside poetry thing soon because this weather. I was fighting, but they said it was so successful last time. They said, man, we gonna put a tent upside. We gonna do it. So we
You
will.
just meet
Okay.
us right.
Come on with us. Yeah.
That's cool.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
cool.
All right. We
All
with it.
right.
All right. Sounds
Love,
good.
respect, freedom, all. Love, respect, y'all.
Yes.
All
Right
God
on.
right.
bless.
All
Take
Have
right,
a
care.
good one.
everybody. That
Bless you.
was Chairman Fred Hampton Jr.
Yes.
Lamar.
on the rundown. Wow,
Run down.
what a time! What a time with him! What a show!
Yes.
Wow, man,
You ran some
so
stuff
much
down.
information.
Like
Yeah,
ran
so much
down.
information, so much
Yes.
knowledge.
We're thankful.
Thank you, Chairman. He trying to get up out
Yes.
of there, but
I got you,
we
Chairman.
about to do this. We about to do the same thing. Thank everybody for tuning in to your favorite podcast show. We got EMAC and we got my girl Caramel, and y'all already know who I be. I be your boy, the Ward. We out of here, y'all. Yeah, love you. Be
Peace.
safe.
Chill, chill, chill.
All right.